Welcome and thank you for joining us for another session of our VU Elevenses program. We're sharing our program with our community in this time of need as we all continue to work together and to adapt to the changes required of us to manage COVID-19. I'm Alex, thanks for joining me. In this session, prepared in collaboration with my colleague Monica, we will explore how to manage the challenges of schooling from home during periods of lockdown. Monica and I are both parents of teenage children who are currently schooling from home, and like you, we're also working from our home. Like many people who now find themselves in this situation, our mental and physical resources continue to be exhausted, and we're being called upon to respond as best we can to manage these new work, social, and economic conditions. In an effort to counter the mental fatigue and distress that can arise from this, we're learning the important role of self-care, of tolerance, how to lower our expectations and to be mindful about what really matters. We're in a rather anxiety and fear-inducing time in the world right now, and it's affecting everyone at all ages in different ways. The consequences of schooling at home have placed unprecedented challenges on the family. For those parents working from home, on top of making the adjustment to bringing their paid work into their home environment, they're also having to switch between managing their paid work and fulfilling their work responsibilities, and also managing their unpaid work time and fulfilling parental responsibilities to ensure their children's capacity to engage in online schooling from home is optimal. As we continue to face this way of working for a while longer, it's not surprised that we're feeling the stress and strain from it all. When it comes to dealing with the challenges that arise from our child's schooling from the home, there is one important consideration that it is easy to forget, particularly when we're feeling stressed. We're all in this together. It can be easy to feel overwhelmed and to feel that your child's learning is dependent entirely upon you and you alone, especially as your child or children are in the home with you. We often hear we're all in this together, and it can be really useful to remember this, and to remember the success of your child's schooling at home during this time is in fact due to the many parts that make up this bigger system. This system and all of its parts is working to provide the most optimum safety net for your child to get through this period with as little stress as possible. So what do we mean by the bigger system? We think about the bigger system as having 3 layers, and that each has its own roles and responsibilities with regard to supporting children at home doing homeschooling. The 3 layers are, of course, the organisational layer, the family layer, and the individual layer. Let's look at the organisational level. In this case, it's the education department, and it's taking the lead to enable schools to continue providing for your child's learning. The relationship between the school, the teaching staff, you and your child is today especially important. Having transparent, regular and open communication with the school about your child's experience of schooling from home is paramount. Like us here at VU, schools and their staff are working hard to ensure they can fulfil their role to teach your child to the best of their capacity under these circumstances. And it's important to communicate with the school about any issues arising that are concerning you. Teachers know their students and are trained to provide engagement, education, and empowerment to their students, so we can trust and expect that they will continue to do this. We may also have to accept that for a limited time period whilst they deliver education online, it might very well look different. At the family level is the foundation for your child's sense of security and safety. And it is crucial that the family and the home environment remain as consistent and stable as possible. Children may be feeling disjointed and confused, may express distress through feelings of anger, and may want to cast blame on those closest to them for not being able to protect them or preserve their current lifestyle. They may also act out in various ways depending on their individual differences, some needing more time alone, or others needing more reassurance than usual from a calm adult. The most effective strategy in responding to distressed or fearful kids is to provide simple responses that acknowledge and address the emotions such as fear, worry, or loneliness. For example, acknowledging that these are tough times, but we won't always be in tough times, and that everyone is more worried than usual can be very reassuring for a child to hear. And our role, if nothing else, is to reassure. It's also important to be clear, but not to be unrealistically optimistic, saying that we don't know how long this will go on for, but we do know that it won't go on forever. To be able to provide for this family support, we can't stress enough the importance of parents caring for their own mental and emotional well-being. We often remind people of the flight attendant announcement about emergency procedures prior to takeoff. They state very clearly, put your own oxygen mask on before attending to others, an instruction we all seem to accept. In other words, it makes sense to us that we can't be helpful to others if we don't first help ourselves. Do what you can to calm yourself and regain your senses. And finally, at the individual level, your child is experiencing the direct impact of a significant life event today, an event that is impacting everyone around the globe, from the very young to the very old. Children of all ages are by default learning life skills such as perseverance, distress tolerance, and that even things that are difficult are still worthwhile. So let us consider how being exposed to challenges of learning from home and physical distancing can be empowering for the child and possibly even an opportunity for personal growth. As a parent then, the provision of a healthy, nurturing environment focusing on the things we can control, such as nutrition, sleep, physical activity, fun, and love. Your child is physically, emotionally, and psychologically well equipped for the personal challenge of online learning. Now let's all remember that this is not a permanent situation and that physical distancing will be over, and in the not too distant future, we will be returning to school and work. Before that happens, here's something for you and your family members to consider together. In the rush to return to what's normal, use this time to consider which parts of normal are worth rushing back to. As you spend time in the home together, now can be very timely to engage in some pointed reflection and shared discussion in preparation for your family's return to normal post-physical distancing. As you reflect upon your experience of physical distancing and talk together about how working and schooling from home is impacting on your family directly, encourage all family members of the family to consider any unexpected or unanticipated outcomes that have arisen so far from the experience. Are there changes that have occurred that you'd like to see remain? Has anything with this experience surprised you? An activity like this one enables an opportunity for your family members to communicate your reflections with each other and together collaborate on a family plan for what could be a potentially improved version of your family life in the return to normal era. That's all we have for you today. We invite you to explore our other videos and please get in touch with any questions or comments. Take care.